Hello, welcome to a very belated Gigaton League power spot for weeks 3 and possibly 4. We'll see.
Perfectly on time. Perfectly
Perfectly
on
on time. I
time.
was not on vacation for like a week and a half, so. But let me see. Were there any? Hang on. Let me get open the transactions. I want to see if there's any like changes made. I believe. Hang on. I want to watch. So I'm gonna go out of order here. I want to
There was a
actually.
lot of transactions made, I think, actually.
Yes, I don't remember if they were for week 3 or for week 4.
Oh no, they were for week 4. You're right.
Yeah, so nothing for this week. But we will, in between this week and next week, we will get into all of the transactions, which there are quite a few of, I believe.
Yeah. Some big ones as well, I'd say.
Yeah, quite a few big ones. So anyway, we're just going to start off with first battle here on the list. We're going to start with Brady versus Kevin. So on Kevin's side, we have, and I should say Terra types. We have Urshifu, Single Strike, Alolan Ninetales, Terra, or no, it is Terra Dunsparce, but it's just normal.
Yeah.
Um, Talonflame, Terra Fairy Sandslash, and Zygarde. And Brady has Vikavolt, Terra Water Avalugg, Dragapult, Infernape, Terra Ice Gallade, and Tapu Lele. We'll just let this battle play. You know, the two setters on turn 1, and God, I didn't realize that.
Do you want to scroll down in the chat so we can see
Yeah,
the attack roll?
I'm assuming this is Scarfed Lele. Let me see if we've got the. I should have the paste for this. I'll just have to scroll. Quite a bit here, but I'm assuming that's probably Scarfed on Lele. I have to go so far back.
You can tell people it's been a while.
It has been. Okay, here we go. Yes, it is Scarfed Lele. So,
Doesn't surprise me.
yeah, I mean, it probably has to be to outspeed that, but get some, like, serious chip here.
That's
And
more
then,
than shit.
yeah. Here comes Sandslash, which gets a SD up, and in the snow, it's actually, like, a threat.
Hey, yeah, I'd agree.
But, man, Avalugg is
That
such a good counter to
I
it.
won't lie, that did like way less than I thought it would, even with it no longer being super effective. I thought the low kick would do
And,
way more than that.
and this also not terraing is kind of a bit of a throw there, because it would have
Yeah.
not taken nearly as much if it had terra'd. Yeah, because it's Terra Fairy. And
No, I agree.
there's a body,
Yeah.
like, I think Avalugg, like, runs body press pretty frequently.
Especially on defensive sets, it can be so if you're running like a pure tank Avalugg, it can actually be like your best option for damage because you I think especially in draft, you always want to have a way for your Pokemon to be able to do damage. That's why you see like Seismitoss Blissey or like body press is really good, I think.
Yeah.
This that's another form of it, and I think uh that would have been that's a really good move. The not tearing that feels wrong.
Yeah, because I feel like Sandslash, if it had Terra Watered, could probably do a lot of damage to this team, especially with another 3 Terrans of Aurora Veil. But instead, it basically just does 23%. Now, granted, it does get, like, pretty hard walled by the table, but yeah, then it just dies there. I also don't think Kevin has landed a single body slam paralysis, which is kind of unfortunate.
Especially with Serene Grace. I mean, to be fair, you can't
Yeah.
against like well.
Oh, true.
I think that look switch is good here, especially when you know this is now a timer.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I think, let's see, that's at 68. Honestly, I would have just, like, stayed in and clicked recover on Avalug instead of sacking Vikavolt.
Mm.
But I guess this lets you get in, like, whatever you want for free. Which would probably be, like, Lele, is my guess. Like, Lele just being able to go out for free here is, yeah. Actually, I don't hate the sack then, because now this is, like,
So was
what's...
that not Gellings?
No, that's Flame Body. It's a defensive set.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Although, yeah, Urshifu comes in and loves to eat any
That
psychic moves.
I feel like this is not switch because we know this thing has an ice move, right? Or does it not? Yeah, it has ice spinner.
It's
I
yeah,
think
it's
he's
got
gonna
Ice
do ice spinner
Spinner.
here.
Now this is a funny play. This is just an oops, basically.
Yeah, that feels like just oopsies.
Um,
Uh,
because the Zygarde has Dragon Tail.
oh yeah, that's an oopsie. I think at this point the battle's over. Like, I don't think anything's going to be on the
Like
board.
I'm assuming he just forgot that Dragon Tail has negative priority because he's Dragon Dance max speed. With your
Yeah,
only
that's kind
Dragon
of
Stab being a minus priority move, it's probably just that seems like just like an oops. Honestly, but yeah, like I just don't think anything on this team can really do anything to the table at this point. And like Lele can now just spam. I guess it can't like spam fairy moves because of the Talon Flame, but it still does like a chunk.
and that's Chip.
That is chip. I'm assuming that would have been a roll to kill.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure the full calcs on that. I actually want to run that. Hang on, let me calc this. Let me just throw in this Lele set. And let me throw in this Talonflame set. I want to see how much of a roll that was in Psychic Terrain. So, in Psychic Terrain, Moon... Okay, it was a roll. Because, let me see, Talonflame was on... What, 35% basically?
That sounds correct. Yeah.
So,
I feel like
it's a
actually.
56 to kill.
Yeah.
I think at this point, when you're so far ahead, I think you just take that 56.
I disagree because I feel like Lele kind of does clean this up. If you're worried about, or actually no, I'm kidding. You have two fighting types in the back. You're fine. Yeah, no. You gamble.
Yeah, I think you just straight up like gamble this. Because this battle does go on for like I think quite a few more turns.
At the same time, it's also like kind of like a hey, doesn't hurt to like play it safe, especially with like how if you want to have that like first place slot secured, it doesn't hurt to like get that differential.
Yeah, but like you just yeah, now I think you can just click Moonblast. I think the game is just over here. Oh, actually no, never mind.
Wait. Oh wait, that's Wicked Blow, not uh
Oh, because it's also Scarfed Urshifu, so Urshifu outspeeds.
does that spin Lily?
Yeah, it's 322. This is 317 before
Oh,
Scarf.
95 versus 97.
So yeah, I mean you don't clean up with the Lele, so I think this is probably the right play at that point then.
Yeah.
And so it's like you still do get there. It's just it takes a bit longer than what was originally.
Than what it should have been.
Yeah. I'm going to turn this up to fast here.
Sound be a little bit.
Yeah, it's just kind of a chunky battle here. And you do lose the Dragapult.
They call it a barn burner.
So, yeah, Brady wins 2-0. I think Kevin had probably two major blunders with the first one is the Sand Slash Terra, and then the second one is just the Dragon Tail oopsie.
Yeah. To be fair, like I think like having it in against like having Zygarde in against Avalog in the first place felt bad in my
Yeah,
eyes.
especially with
Especially when
Zygarde is physical.
But like, especially
And
when it's I mean, that's the other big thing. Nothing on this team really feels like it deals with water Avalog. Like what? Except for
yeah,
actually not true. That's not true. I see now. I see the freeze right Ninetales. So that would.
that would have,
But like,
yes. But like, I would have liked to have seen like Tangrowth, although I guess Tangrowth doesn't really. I mean, Tangrowth can take Ice Spinners from it pretty well.
oh, it absolutely can. That thing has like really good physical bulk.
I think there were options on the roster for it, and I think Brady played like fairly well, just a bit of a tough end game. I think this definitely
I
could have been
agree.
like a 4-0 or maybe 5-0 win for Brady. I think going for like the safe 2-0 was absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Because it's still, I mean, as of this point, for like week 3, it does guarantee him first place so far, so. Yeah, I think just, few misplays from Kevin. And the next we have you versus Bushy.
Oh boy, this is so. I think find it really funny that we have these like two like already week 3, and we have the four like top of the table teams, the 2-0 teams, are all fighting each other, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Um, this was actually a really hard team to prep for. I
Bushy's
won't
team is
lie.
very scary.
I think that like defensive core that Bushy does have is phenomenal. Uh, and by defensive core, I'm talking about like the Scizor, Weezing, and Slowking. I think Weezing is actually a really good pickup for his team. I guess if you want to pull up the Pokebase, I can like run through exactly what I was thinking
I
with my team.
can't find your paste. Hang on.
I can repost it if you like.
Yeah, can you just send me your post?
Yeah, give me like 5 seconds. I need to open up Showdown.
Oh, hang on. Is this it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So
Alrighty,
yeah,
fine.
would you like to do the introduction since it's your battle?
Yeah. So Bushy has brought Mega Scizor. He is Mega Scizor. Tapu Koko, Slowking, Normal, Johto King, Galarian Weezing, Alolan Raichu, and Donphan. I have brought Heatran, Garchomp, Primarina, Boltund, Crobat, and Dracon. This is Boltund's debut.
Oh yes,
So I
first game
guess
for
let's
Voltund. And then
let's talk
we
about
got Terra types, Terra Electric Raichu for
I
Bushy, and
have
you have
Air Electric on Boltund.
Terra Electric on Voltund. Yeah, very fair here.
Yeah. So I guess if before we start, do you want me to go over my team before we start this battle, like what I brought on the Pokepace?
Yeah, we can look through it real quick.
Yeah. So I think the big thing to start with is Heatran. because that might look a little for our viewers at home. That might be a little bit kind of a set. So essentially, with those like speed EVs, and eruption, Oko, Tapu Koko, and my thought was getting rid of that terrain would be like the biggest thing. And also, nothing on his team besides like King can really take an eruption, and even then, King does not want to take one from full health. Primarina has a bit more of a like a bulky offense set. I brought Light Screen as like a late game insurance for like the special threats on his team, like a little Nitro, and a special Coco. Garchomp's a setup set with Swords and Scale Shot, because it outspeeds everything after one Scale Shot, except for Surge Surfer, a little Raichu.
But I don't think many
Roselli
things
Berry,
outspeed the head.
yeah. Roselli Berry is just there. This is like a late game or not late game insurance. It's insurance like to make sure I can get like setup, especially with Bushies, double fairy types. Ironhead is coverage and a stab. Expert Belt, Bolt on because he's a good boy. Physical set with Volt Switch, Psych Fan coverage for like Weezing and Play Rough, which is good into. I forget what on Bush's team is. It might have just been coverage. Nothing that he brought is good into, that's for sure. And then Drapion, we have a Toxic Spike set with Toxic as another insurance. Knockoff Earthquake for coverage, and knockoff is for utility. And then we've got like a defog set for Crobat.
And on the Bushy side, it's pretty standard Mega Scizor.
Pursuit's an interesting
A bit
play.
speedier than I think what I usually see.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably so I could outspeed specific things on my team.
I think Terrain Extender is very fair on Coco, especially when you have the Surge Surfer. And it's a special set because it doesn't get good physical moves.
Yeah, can we talk about that Raichu set though? I think that's the one thing, big things I like to look at. Rising Voltage, I think, is the big standout for me on this team. I didn't even think about it when I was prepping, and I think it kind of fucked me. Also, no boots on Donphan, I think, did come back to hurt Bushy. Little spoiler, but like I think the elephant as such a really good. It's such a good rapid spinner. Like I think to not bring boots on it kind of hurts it.
Yeah. And I think like fairly standard Galarian Weezing. Obviously you don't want to run defog because you're a terrain team.
Yeah. I guess should I jump into the battle?
Hey, lead Primarina into the Coco. Was Primarina planned to lead into the Coco, or what were you expecting?
No, that was just unlucky.
Were you expecting like Donphan?
Yeah, I was expecting Donphan. Like,
so if it was Coco, you probably would have tried to leave like Heatran. Yeah. If you're expecting a Coco.
Yeah. Now I will say, my one thought was like, looking at his team, I will say I did not. I was like, oh, honestly, I don't feel like Primarine is actually that good for what he has brought. So if it died, it dies. Because in that case, then I can bring Heatran in, and Heatran kills Coco. Yeah. Or he switches out, and he gets the raw switch. He can't U-turn such a switch. But there is a god. Bushy goes for U-turn, which means I get the momentum, which is really good.
I'm surprised you would go for like a knockoff. I would have probably just clicked knockoff immediately.
I wanted my Brox or my
Spikes. Especially because like on the knockoff, I probably would have switched into like Scizor, which can't be knocked.
No, that was exactly my thought. I was like, oh, if it is a knockoff, it's like
like that exactly.
But this is a pretty defensively bulky set. As you can see, it takes a fucking CC pretty well, and it can put up another. And now it's like actually kind of threatening with that attack like defense lowered. It can't take like an earthquake, and
and then obviously you see the Donphan without boots.
When I see no shoes, I was so confused. Expert bot, I was like, huh? I'm like okay, we let Drapion die here. That's fine. We got Toxic on 2 Mons, and I felt that was like a success for what I wanted Drapion to do. Like, and I knew I survived like a Night Shard, so I just Terra Electric because I have no other terrors on my team. I might as well
Yeah.
right away, right?
Lives a dazzling flame.
Yeah, good fucking boy, good dog. We just get out of there. And now you get
And
to
like, yeah,
see.
I mean, 22 isn't like crazy damage, but like it's more
No,
than
not
a
at all.
Slow King would like to take.
No. Yeah, this is a really tough like switching. I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is gonna do because I'm like, oh, if it is rising voltage, we're dead. But not to worry. I do have, as I said, Roselli Berry, which unfortunately is not good when we have TikTok like a clock. uh, but we get some good U-turn pivots, and back in comes Garchomp. I'm predicting the pivot again, and so I go for the scale shot. I actually don't know what I
Yeah.
was, but I get a really good roll. I know this thing can't. I know this thing's Thunder Wave, but I know it can't hurt
I was
me
gonna say, is
with
this
Thunder
not?
Wave,
Is
so I go for Swords
this?
Dance.
Oh yeah, it is Roselli Berry. It's not
Yeah.
livid.
Which, to be fair, he goes for Scald, which is pretty good. I will say, I think things happen differently that burn doesn't hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nothing
Yeah.
wants to take a. I think like what the only thing that outspeeds is like a Alolan Raichu in electric terrain,
Yes, but now I have the Roselli Berry,
and you have the
and it's
Roselli
nothing really
Berry.
psychic.
And so, like, if you don't get burned, I think Garchomp kind of just wins.
Like I know what you're saying, like my Saki Scizor. I don't know,
Because, like, that
like
kills if you're.
that
And then you
like
wouldn't have had
yeah.
to use your Roselli Berry.
I mean to be fair, I did go for the extra Swords Dance because I was burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Bushy's like Bushy. I think he does a good move where he stalls out the burn turns, so I die. I get a nice flinch though.
And you do at least take out Slow King, but you should have taken out,
Yeah,
like, everything, pretty much.
yeah. Unfortunately, the rest of the battle is going to be very tough because it's like okay, um, I'm looking at my calcs with the set I have on Heatran. Nothing takes the rising voltage. At this point it is over. Thankfully though, I just play for as much differential as I can because look, that's fucking yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I may. Yeah, it's definitely among that in this type of format, especially. Should not have
Yeah.
been. Oh, I was
Is it tier
a.
5?
It was a tier 4.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That's where it should be, I think.
I agree. No, I don't. I think Bushy has like the perfect team for it.
Yeah.
And I
It
think he
was
played it very well.
originally tier 5, but I bumped it up. I think because I realized that rising voltage. And yeah, I mean, it's just this is the Raichu game.
Yeah. Well, that Skullburn was everything. I think
The
that's
yeah.
what Bushy said there. And I got
So
some
that was really
good
like I
from it.
mean both Raichu and like Slow King really contributed to that battle. And like I don't know
All right.
what you really could have done differently there. I think just not get burnt.
That's the thing. It's like it comes like I could have swapped Garchomp out, and that's a whole other story. Like, if I swap to like Prim there, uh, but it's like that's kind of one of those things. Where it's like I was like I won't lie, I was predicting the reason I kept Garchomp and went for the Swords Dance. I was predicting a teleport.
Mm.
Um, like that's why I was thinking, oh,
Yeah.
but she's gonna go for teleport. Uh, get in. Like he's predicting, oh, I'm gonna swap out. Like he's gonna go for teleport, and that's why I stayed in. Like kind of say, or if I don't like risk it, I go in for like what's it called hindsight's 2020. I'm not mad with this loss for sure. I think both Bushy and I'll do my own order. I think I played well. I think Bushy played better on the day. I look forward to fighting. Because I feel like if Bushy and I fight again, I think it'll be a very not similar battle. I think it could go either way though. Like that battle, I think could have gone either way.
Yeah, this is a battle like I think both teams played very well. So now we get Frost Frost versus Saya.
Oh no! Hang on, I need to go take some like aspirin before we watch this. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad.
So let me hit play here. On Saya's team, we have Terra Ground Rhyperior, Empoleon, Magmortar, Heracross, Spiritomb, and Heliolisk. And then on Frost side, we have Hisuian Gudra, Regieleki, Ursaluna, Terra Ice Lantern, Terra Fairy, Galarian Rapidash, and Hisuian Zoroark.
I'm just realizing now, is Frost basically bringing 4 out of the same 5 mons like every week? Or 5 out of the same 6 mons every week?
No, it's mostly he's brought Regieleki every week. I believe that might be it.
I feel like Ursaluna is like I always see Ursaluna on this team.
I mean, would you not bring Ursaluna one week?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
Your other options are one of the 3 other electric types.
Yeah, good point. That's fair. I think that speaks more of the issue of this team. It does make it feel a little more predictable if you're bringing mons every week. I don't like this team. I still don't, even after facing it, and it's weirdly giving me some issues at times. Yeah, but like.
So we start here, and it's going to continue the ongoing trend of Saya's Mega. Oh, it's Mega Heracross. Not doing much of anything, as it immediately switches in on a burn.
Goes for an earthquake, which does a lot of damage to Ursaluna.
I mean, I don't know why you go for the earthquake there. It's Terra Ice, and it's already revealed Terra Ice.
Do we have the Pokepaste for this battle?
I don't know if any of them sent their paste. I'm gonna be so honest.
Man, I will say there is one thing we do know about Saya's team that we'll talk about later. It's going to make our our single solitary viewer very, very confused.
Well, I mean, I think we partially confused Saya because we told him to do 2 different things, and so he ran them both.
Yeah, but that's also on him. Like, that's on him.
But yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go for. I'm assuming like if you're a Mega Heracross, you should have Arm Thrust.
So actually, it does actually usually bring CC over Arm Thrust because the base damage I think with Arm Thrust is still like actually more if it's CC. I think. Let me double check that though. I could be pulling out my ass.
Well, I thought Arm Thrust doesn't Arm Thrust hit isn't it 25?
No, it's 20.
So it's 120
max
power.
100.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's
max
100
power of 100. But with 5 chances to crit.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't lower your own defenses.
It is 100% accuracy, so it's like I can see the like reasoning for it. Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
I don't know why you go for the earthquake there. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. When you have a stab fighting move that hits this for super effective.
I think I think I know why, and it's because he still doesn't understand how Terra works. Is my guess.
Oh, you have brick.
Huh? Nah.
I guess you have a Regieleki with dual screens.
Nah, but like you have Mega Heracross, screens don't fucking matter, and no Bullet Seed either as coverage. Interesting. Actually, no, that wouldn't matter because they both be super effective. What am I fucking saying? But still, like, huh?
Yeah, like I'm a Mega Heracross should not die doing a total of like 50% to an Ursaluna. So
it's dead. Turn 3, the like ace of the team as we were talking about is dead.
Yeah, at least you get the revenge kill with Empoleon, but then here comes the Regieleki. Obviously, like good switch to Rhyperior. And now here's where the problem begins, because
like this Rock Polish, which actually can be really good because now you're in like a position to sweep.
Yeah, you could just win the game
One
here.
small issue.
Except he's choice banned.
Issue with that. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker brought choice banned Rhyperior. Which isn't necessarily wrong. I'm going to clarify that for our loyal viewer. It's not wrong. I like the choice band.
And I like Rock Polish. Not together.
Because they don't work together.
They do not. So instead, all you do is you just sit here and then you have to basically switch in a Spiritomb and take 22.
Because I get a DM from Saya during the battle. It's like, I forgot I'm choice banned. And it's like, no. Come
And
on,
you,
buddy.
and a Dragon Pulse for 15 into a Gudra, and then your Heliolisk dies because it's a Heliolisk.
Yeah, I was kind of questioning at this point. I'm like, does
I don't know why the Flash Cannon there. Like, I feel like you should just go back into Rhyperior and click Terra Ground.
I don't disagree. I actually very much agree. Terra Ground Earthquake have been really good there, especially because I think you're actually in like a losing position now here. No, you're very much in a losing position here. What am I fucking saying?
And then at this point, after doing like 31% with I'm doing like 30% Earthquakes, at this turn starts running Thunderbolt, which is doing significantly more damage. Because this is a mixed Gudra set, which is basically just the coverage
To be
mon.
fair, that Gudra, assuming Gudra can absolutely run that, not
Yeah.
like an out of the ordinary, out of nowhere set.
I don't know what the Flash Cannon is for. I mean, I guess it hits like Galarian Rapidash.
Rhyperior.
No, Flash
Oh,
Cannon
on
on the
Empoleon.
Empoleon.
No, that's weird. Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, you're now like basically just surviving and stalling out burn turns. I like that double switch in the Rhyperior. And then like from here, yeah, like Choice Bait Earthquake just kills. Like you take 30% and that kills.
I don't think that's Reggie Lucky. Holy
It
shit.
is. And this Zoroark actually does like a. I don't know why Sai is obsessed with like a Wiki Berry.
Him and Cam both use it like every battle.
Hang on.
Also, don't tell me he just went for Shadow Ball on Susui's.
He did.
Oh my god. How did he win this? How did I actually no, neither of them deserve to win. I'm sorry. Actually, no, Frost probably did for this battle, but like
Honestly, I think Frost like definitely outplayed Saya. Saya just had a Rhyperior.
not necessarily. Saya also outplayed himself. Let's make that very clear.
I believe this is Specs with Scorching Sand, which basically just cleans up the end game. Yeah, it ends up being a 2-0 victory because I believe, yeah, this thing just doesn't run anything that's not an electric move.
I'm to be fair, it only gets normal type moves.
Yeah, but like even like a Terra Blast would like you win if you have Terra Blast on Regieleki. Because you do 5% to Rhyperior. Or even like Rapid Spin. I'm sure like a Rapid Spin probably does 5%, right? Like it has to.
Oh my god, wait, yeah.
So this is probably what? T-Bolt, Volt Switch, Protect, and like one screen?
So
It's like you win for sure if you have. Oh,
just
and you have two.
spin.
You have two because you're at 100. So 2 Rapid Spins kills Rhyperior for sure. Or a Tear Blast does,
Wait.
and then you outspeed and kill Empoleon.
Wait. How far moves? Oh, wait, it does not have Shadow Ball. Wait, that's a lie.
Yeah, that's from the Zoroark. But, like, obviously it's just clicking Protect here, so it doesn't have a way to hit Rhyperior. Like, Rapid Spin wins you the game here. Terra Blast wins you the game here. And like that's not I don't think this is the first week Frost has done that where he runs just electric moves onto teams with ground types. Because like honestly, I think Frost probably should have won this battle.
I agree, especially with size. if I say what I want to say, it's gonna be mean.
So next we have Hannah versus Bacon, which I'm gonna put in as like the most surprising game of the season so far.
I don't disagree.
So Hannah has Terra Grass Rhyperior, Terra Bug,
Hyperior.
or Colossal. Oh wait, no, hang on. I'm looking at Bacon's team first, although it is Terra Grass Colossal. Bacon's got Shaman Sky, Ribombi, Dracovish, Bronzong, Grimmsnarl, and Hippowdon. So no Terras. Terra Grass Colossal, Terra Fairy Comfey, Scizor, Rotom Wash, Lopunny, and Spectrier. Mega Lopunny. Not a great
Kind of a
lead,
good Pokemon.
but you do get the immediate Terra into Reflect, so it actually kind of pays off. Although the screen then immediately is broken. Get rocks up. There's a light screen. Actually, I like the light screen. I believe it's mostly for the Shaman.
Oh yeah, for Shaman, yeah, but like I feel like Dracovish with the sand is kind of more scary. So has Bacon started running Sand Rush yet?
He
That's
was
actually
at
good.
some games.
I know. I feel like with this team, you should be running Sand Rush like every game. If you're bringing a Powder, you bring Sand Rush. Now comes the Haunts, and you get some really good chip into it.
Very good
It's
chip with
just-
the heavy slam.
I don't
And
know if it kills.
It does
No,
not.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Which means
I don't know why you don't just go Heavy Slam though here. Like,
yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
why
you
Bacon
I
wants
think
to
you go
go
heavy
Earthquake.
slam on there again, because that absolutely kills. I'm assuming that Earthquake still probably kills, but that heavy slam for sure kills.
No, yeah.
So Spectrier just off the rip, losing Spectrier is like really good
And
for
frankly,
Bacon.
I think you're happy to sack. I think you're actually happy to sack. Although not necessarily. Actually, no, I'd take that back. Now that I see that, realize that you live the close combat. But this outspeeds, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know.
Listen, I think that Lopunny should like outspeed
He
Ribombi.
does like return. Yeah. I think the rapid spin is good here, especially with how many hazards were on the figure on the
Yeah.
game. And I say the toxic when Hannah likes to play a slow game. I think toxicking her defensive mons is really good.
Yeah, and
Now
Bacon's...
this has me confused. Okay, hang on.
Mm.
Pause. What the fuck? Doesn't this get Zen Headbutt?
I think it does. I can hang on. Let me pull up Smogon.
Yes. What the fuck?
Or you could even run like if you wanted like actually what I would have liked to have seen here is Psychic Noise.
Oh yeah. No, but like,
Stops
you
the
can, like, keeping it,
Comfey. Because like Comfey
keeping it like physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have actually liked to have seen Psychic Noise for the Comfey.
Yeah, so it's max HP, max defense for special defense, but it's relaxed. Is relaxed like a neutral nature?
Relaxed is, I believe, plus special defense minus speed.
Plus defense minus speed.
Okay.
In which case, I feel like you could have also brought like Gyro Ball here over Heavy Slam. I don't know. A lot could have been done. I don't. So if you have 0 investment, what is Bronzong's like offensive stats? Does that have like equal? No, it does have significantly less attack or attack than.
It's
attack,
89 to
so, like,
79.
I feel like Zen Headbutt would have been better still.
Mm-hmm. I still do like the like idea of Psychic Noise on this instead as
No,
well.
I do as well. I think it is as well. I think it's a good move. So here.
Instead, you just click a very weak Psychic.
It doesn't do terrible damage though.
It doesn't do terrible damage.
In the Scizor specifically, where it is a much like physically bulkier mon, then not a terrible move in my eyes.
SD here.
I think
Little,
you're actually that's big. Like, that hurts, but like.
but yeah, I mean, you do like quite a bit back,
You
and
kind
it's
of trade here
paralyzed.
now, which doesn't want to. I think the slack off is actually like a really risky, but like really good move.
Yeah, it's a risky move for sure, but I mean it absolutely pays off here. Because like I mean, Hannah either gets paralyzed and you get the free slack off, or she switches and you get the slack off, or she kills you. Those are the three options. So you get the chip there. It misses the toxic, which is huge. You get your rocks back up. And now it's at 2%. I believe Sandstorm ends this turn, but it still dies.
No, it's rock.
It is.
I think you're fine with. Oh, wait, this is actually really definitely a thing. Actually, no, this might have been actually like intentional. Uh,
I mean, it's probably intentional because it's its only real ability,
yeah.
but it was a thing
And
where
already he got to use it versus Maggie, or like it came into effect versus Maggie. So I think this is actually like smart. Which, if you want to show the tape,
as Shield Dust prevent is basically Covert Cloak is an ability. So
other way around, but yeah, Cover Cloak is shield us as an item.
yes, that's
Which, like,
I knew what I meant, but basically you can't fake out Ribombi, and now there's no more Megalop Honey. But I mean, the team has taken a lot of damage, and I think there's one mon in particular that, like, I mean, does really clean up, but it's very good into this team with how much health everything has left.
yeah, the biggest is quite low, isn't
It is.
And-
It's been a lot of chip, and now at this point, Comfey just kind of yeah, especially with Terra Fairy. I believe Hippowdon actually like might not live. I don't know if it lives a Giga Drain, but I believe now Hippowdon can just click EQ, although it doesn't. For I'm not sure why. Because EQ like absolute. Oh,
did have
maybe
EQ,
not through
yeah.
I'd imagine it still kills through Reflect.
If not, it's a lot of damage, and I feel like kind of like you're kind of wasting.
Yeah, instead you
lose
get like
your rocks, kind of hurts
you
actually.
lose your rocks, but more than that, you just kind of like get a lot of damage on Dracovish. Although, granted, I think you're probably gonna do a Draining Kiss anyway. Oh no, you actually. And you live the Draining Kiss, but
That kind
now.
of hurts though, because like you could have timed out the reflect.
Yeah. And now Vish is dead when it comes in. It's dead to rocks.
Yeah.
So you're just, at this point, you're now just taking like extra damage on Hippowdon for no reason.
Like, why not bring in Grimsnarl? Is my question. Like,
Well,
why not bring in
Grimsnarl also
Grimsnarl?
dies to a Draining Kiss.
Oh, that's true. But like, still, like, I think it's you could be trying. Oh, it doesn't even have. Uh, but like you could like try and para.
Yeah, I would like to go for like a T-Wave. Like sending Grimsnarl, click T-Wave. Then you can like at least hope for the paras, and then from there, you know, Hippowdon can come in and click EQ. If it gets now, like the thing with Comfey having priority is that like your Fish's Rend doesn't get doubled.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And then yeah, Dracovish just goes down there. And then from here it's I mean it's over.
Like, yeah, you're not able to like keep it.
Like I think Bacon definitely has a path to victory. I think he just
I
like
agree.
fumbles the end game slightly. And then obviously, I mean, Hannah has. I think the one major blunder is just the fake out into the Ribombi, which puts her in a much tougher spot than she like should be with this team. But I mean, she still plays like very well overall. I think both players play very well, and it sets up as like probably one of the most exciting matches of the season. And then moving on, we have me versus Maggie.
It's a tough one.
So on Maggie's side, it's Volcanion, Zatu, Terra Ground on Corsola, Weavile, Celesteela, Runerigus, and for me, I've got Terra Ice Arctovish. Zygarde 10%, Darkrai, Galarian Slowking, Mimikyu, and Rotom Heat. And so it starts off with Corsola Darkrai. I like the
Which is a really funny combo.
what these two as the leads.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I will say I'm surprised at the Terra Ground in the my team in particular, just because of what I feel like my main sweeper
Yeah.
is.
Good point. Good point.
Because I mean, like, let's look at. I mean, what are the other? Steel. I think I would have liked to have seen steel, because then you resist all my you resist basically everything that Vish can throw at you,
Yeah, good point.
or water as well. Although Vish can run freeze dry. I do miss the focus blast. I think it's a toxic. Although granted, like I don't think a focus blast would have done much after it Terras. And it is so. Do we have its full moveset? No, it's
No.
yeah, light screen toxic reflect. So very defensive mon. I get seeded, but it doesn't really matter because I just too chilly out anyway. And defog is so good into. I always forget that defog gets rid of screens as well.
Yeah.
And I can just hard switch into Vish. Vish gets toxic, but Vish like kind of doesn't really care.
This shouldn't over here long. I feel like this is not the switch in. This is not the switch in.
No,
Wow.
I mean it's like no matter what I'm clicking, it's probably a water or ice move because you have a ground type on
That's
the
true.
field
Which is
already.
why I feel like Volcano would be the best switch in.
Yeah.
Like I know you had Meteor Beam, but
Yes.
still I think Volcanion would have been the best switch in for Maggie.
Instead, you basically lose like, and what we'll see is then I believe she goes back into. Oh no, she goes into it here, and yeah, it gets just quite hurt by a meteor beam, and ends up sacking Corsola as well.
and
Which
that
I think that crit matters.
I think so. It might.
Although I mean maybe not because there was no reflect up. That's Terra Ice plus 1 freeze dry.
Yeah, good point. Well, it wouldn't matter because it was in light screen, but yeah.
And then at this point, this is like such a free Rotom Heat game.
Yeah.
Like nothing on this team can really do much. Like you send in like
Is this
Celesteela
Scarf
comes
Heat?
in.
I will
This
say I think
no, this is
Celestial.
this is heavy duty boots on Rotom.
Yeah, Celestial is the Pokemon that like I look at this team. I think this feels like the mon that like Maggie struggled the most with to find like what identity she wanted to have on the team. Yeah, the more you look at this team, the more it does really feel like you can tell that like the draft plan did go awry,
Yeah.
and I think did struggle to get like back on the track that it wanted to be on.
And that lead sheet miss is unfortunate. Although I don't think it would have mattered, as I believe I would kill with an overheat anyway. Yeah. Although, if it doesn't protect there, I do kill with Volt Switch, and I probably get just a 5-0. Instead, I Volt Switch here. I believe I go into Mimikyu, yes. I actually forget, like, Triple Axle goes through the disguise, so, like, this thing takes a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
But then does get the kill with Let's Snuggle Forever. And then Zatu, like it's at this point it's just like if I get the crit, I get the crit, but otherwise I just sack and I think Rotom Heat just gets the final kill. Oh no, Darkrai. Darkrai does something this game. So I mean, I think that is a game that shows the power of Vish because basically Vish just got rid of like her two of her main three defensive mons, and then I was just able to like pick apart the rest of the team with Rotom.
Yeah. I think it is absolutely definitely a good point to know though. Like there are criticisms as I was saying about the defensive mons on this team. I feel like this team is struggling more also not just defensively but for like an offensive identity.
Yeah, like
Uh,
when you're this team's like only real offense is Weavile, which like it's a good
now
offensive mod.
it
And
does
also I guess
have
for like Volcanion. Yeah,
she does have toxicity and Hisui and Lilligant, but like even then, like with the rest of her team, I still think though they struggle as well.
yeah, especially like in this week where she only brings the Weavile.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it kind of reminds me of your like team from lower bracket finals of JDL where it was kind of like you look at it, it's like where's the damage, right?
Yeah, the team where I tried to be funny by not bringing the rain team and then lost.
No, exactly. It's like it feels like that like it's missing identity where it's like I don't see how that team then when you bring that would win game like that. I don't see how that would win a game like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they rely a lot of heavy lifting from Weavile. But looking into the team you brought, I don't know if that is a Weavile game either. If I'm being honest.
And no, I mean there's a Rotom Heat, there's an Arctovish, there's a I guess it like helps with the Galarian Slowking, but like there's a Darkrai as well with Focus Blast that I think outspeeds it.
Yeah. Like,
So and
it's just an overall team identity. I think. I guess we'll talk about it more with week 4, but I think Maggie made some changes for her team, and I think they very much after this week. I think they very much were.
absolutely. So going into the last battle of week 3, we have Nate with Terra Fury Duraludon, Urshifu Single Strike. Wait,
No,
no,
that's
it's
Rapid.
Urshifu Rapid. It's just it shows a single. Hisuian
It
Electrode,
defaults to that.
Cleavor, Frostlass, and Incineroar. And then Cam has Aegislash, Regidrago, Hisuian Typhlosion. For Alligator, I think it's Terra at this point.
It is.
Gastrodon
No,
and
no, it's Terra
Malamar.
next week. I think.
Terra next week. Okay, well, spoilers for week 4.
I could be wrong. Well,
So
it
there's
could entirely be
a
Terra.
unfortunate little Will-O-Wisp miss. And another one.
It's kind of unlucky.
Yeah, essentially you just lose Frostlass and get nothing out of it. Here comes Incin into the Aegislash. And Gastron East. Crit does 30%. Gastron is Pokemon.
It
And I mean,
is.
probably shows you that's more of a defensive Incin.
No, I agree. Which I think Instant is a really good defensive mon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think it is odd that you're running Earthquake as if you're on the defensive set. So I feel like you kind of only really want like Knock and or a like Flare Blitz, I guess.
It depends again on the team you're against. Like if the
Yeah,
team has like
but
very
like
minimal.
I feel like Flare Blitz. Or no, actually, because of King Shield, you don't really want to be Flare Blitzing or knock offing into the Aegislash.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure. I think those would do more damage than EQ. Very surprised actually that this doesn't switch in front of a grass type.
Yeah, I think Nate was kind of anticipating that, which is why they go for the Leech Seed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like
To be fair, I think if you had like Leaf Storm or something, I feel like you're kind of like free to like just like throw that out because I don't think they could have gone for like a Volt Switch there. Because you know that because you know it's probably going to switch out because it knows you can go for a grass type move and kill it.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like that wouldn't have been the worst of moves. To be fair, they're both switching out, so it's like it's not like you like lose any momentum.
Yeah. And Surging Strikes does like crazy damage to defensive. That's defensive Aegis Slash.
Yeah. That's what I expected. First time, I think that's a really good switch from Nate. A lot of damage taken though.
Yeah, and then there's the Leaf Storm. I'm assuming this is, yeah, clicking U-turn. Back to Ensign.
In this matchup before, I think the Earthquake's a good play here. But that is like nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that's like some chip, but it's not like a crazy amount of damage at all.
The Shadow Claw is a really good move here, or that the Shadow Claw, the Incineroar switch, and we're just seeing a turn we've seen many times before. I think the parting shot's actually brilliant from Nate.
Yeah, I like that parting shot play.
However, and at this point now, the Ice Spinner that I think you're participating in the Gastrodon switch, which would be the normal play. However,
Yeah, but even then, like, I don't know if that kills it.
Yeah.
I can get like one to
Well,
go
probably
for
just
that.
more for like chip is my guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
But instead, you're now like kind of in an awkward spot with that. Now, I was gonna say, yeah, it's leftovers, obviously. I'm assuming this now clicks knock. No, does this thing not have knock?
I'm gonna be very surprised. Also, I feel like I would have preferred a Will-O-Wisp over Toxic on this
Yeah.
set. I think with like the rampant physical attackers, like look, Malamar, Gastrodon, Feraligatr, and Aegislash, I feel like again, I feel like Will-O-Wisp would be better than Toxic this game from Nate.
And then, very unfortunate, like switching in on the Duraludon. I mean, obviously expecting a waterfall, and then it ends up being a surprise earthquake, which basically just puts Duraludon out of commission.
Yeah.
And then from here, it's just like it's a tough. I think Nate was trying to like Nate went for some predictions and just wasn't able to get them right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Nate has just overplayed this game.
I agree.
Also, I'm still not a fan of Gyro Ball on Aegis Slash, especially into like
I'm not either.
this team, because I don't know what it hits.
I'd rather like Iron Head, frankly.
Or even like I would like to see like it gets CC now,
Oh.
or like it gets
Even more like
Sacred.
if you did one still.
It also gets
coverage.
Sacred Sword, which is great
yeah.
because that goes through Iron Defense on Duraludon.
Oh, does it? I
Yeah,
didn't know it
ignore
was
stat.
changes.
Yeah, I just found that out today because I was looking at Kartana with Sacred Sword and wondering why a +2 from Iron Defense didn't change the damage.
Oh. I'll have to keep that in mind. In other leagues.
So Aegis Slash finally goes down. Nate's able to get on the board, and then here comes the mod that I think Cam should have been bringing like every week so far. Which is, I believe that is Specs, but Specs or Scarf Regidrago, because you just want to be clicking Dragon Energy as many times as you can.
To be fair, when Nate's quote fairy is dead,
Yeah.
that's really good damage.
And I'm assuming that's banned. So I would have liked to have seen Scarf on the Regidrago here.
But like, look at how much damage it does at that health.
Yeah, that is crazy damage. Like, it only gets one kill, but it absolutely, like...
I want to say that Specs, Regidrago.
It is.
I think that was the wrong Pokemon for Nate to sack. I mean, I can see why, but like, I feel like...
I mean, I think
I
at
feel
this
like
point
I don't
it
get why
was
you...
over.
No, it's not, because Uh, I think Urshifu comes in and can kill Typhlosion because it's faster.
Yeah, but it goes. I don't know why it goes for the. I guess it goes for the P-Jab in case of Gastrodon. But like I said, Nate has been just over predicting.
I agree.
And I think once
I
you
think
realize like that Cam isn't making those plays that you're expecting, you kind of have to stop expecting them.
I think Cam did play well. Cam played pretty standard. I think the biggest winner, like biggest thing, Nate was fighting their own head.
Yeah,
Like,
Nate. I think Nate. So Nate's team, it just I don't know like what is wrong with it honestly. Because like
uh,
also Nate needs to bring Florges. Nate has not brought Florges to
I
a single
agree.
game.
I strongly agree. I feel like also I don't like Cleavor.
Yeah, Cleaver is not. I've tried like. I think this team would love another tier one. Honestly.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and then we're about to reach the end of the transfer window, aren't we?
Yeah, like I think if you drop like Cleavor, Frostless, Meowstick, and just pick up like another tier
Let me look
one.
at the tier ones. Let me look at the tier ones. What would I recommend for Nate? Cleaver, Frostless, Meowstic. Oh yeah, none of those are really providing a lot for Nate's team. I'd love to see like another grass type for like a fire water grass core with instant. Wait a minute, Rillaboom is open.
You could draft Urshifu, Rillaboom, Incineroar. Very classic VGC core right there.
I don't think it's bad.
I would love
they-
a Rillaboom on this team.
You know why they're so good in VGC? Because they can switch in with one another.
Yeah,
I think the grassy train would be lovely, especially with especially if you keep even with keeping Hisui and Electrode.
yeah, because I think it gets Grassy Glide, right?
Doesn't need to.
It does.
Just
Yeah,
does
it
more
doesn't need
damage.
to. It just does more damage. That's true. Florges is happy with the grassy terrain like health.
Yeah.
Duraludon would love passive healing.
Like I think this gives Nate's team a lot of sustain that I think they should pick it up. Yeah, Nate, if you're listening, I even like then you get rid of the wasted tier 4 Meowstick. And
And
what
like,
would you guys tier 5 though?
so let me see. And there's like a
Poor
ton of
Buck.
mons you can pick up.
Yeah. Fiona. No, that's not a real Pokemon.
Like I don't know what you're missing, but like you could grab. Let's see.
I'd like a defogger for them. Just any defogger, I think, really.
Yeah, you could pick up like if you wanted another fairy. There's just you could pick up a Togetic.
Yeah.
You know,
I
even like
like better
Togetic
has
is like
I think is what this team is lacking because it's like Cleavor and Florges and that we're talking then like Cleavor doesn't want to run it and Florges really has like 4 move slot syndrome.
Or
And
wait, hang on.
so
If you're dropping the bottom mons, you could pick up Avalugg, Hisui.
oh wait, that's perfect. Yeah. Oh my god. I think that's really good for Nate. Yeah, Nate, pick up wait. And then honestly, I'd honestly change Torterra's. I would honestly get rid of Torterra as well. I don't like Torterra on this team. I feel like Torterra is kind of useless, with all due respect.
So then what would we want in a tier 3 then? Another if you want like a ground, there's still Quagsire, there's Mudsdale.
Yeah.
If you want another Terra mon, there's Toxtricity.
I actually kind of like the idea of like
Unburdened
tier
Driftblim.
5? Yeah.
You're losing your ghost
so,
type
like,
because you're
what was
dropping
it, tier-
Frostlass.
Yeah, no, I think there's some really good moves they can make. But like Terra Avalugg as well, and then like what's your other tier 4 on this team? Duraludon and
Hisui and Electrode.
oh, why not like Terra those? Like Terra Avalugg and Terra Sweet Electrode. I think that'd be great. Like I think they work really strong together.
Yeah, honestly, like just like literally do that. Like drop Torterra for something. Maybe you grab another ground type, I don't know. Just drop like these 3 mons. Pick up Rillaboom, pick up Hisui and Avalugg, and then make Electrode Hisui and Hisui and Avalugg Terra Captains. Or even like Z like Electrode.
Yeah, no, you can do either. Like even just like stabs and ice for Electrode, I think would be good Terra Cat types.
Mm-hmm. And then I think this team would look so good with those changes.
Mhm.
I think this is a team
Yeah,
that
I
could
agree.
like start winning games.
Which I think they really do need to, especially after that loss.
Mhm.
Do you want to do week 4?
I'm going to do this as one recording here, so I'm going to stop this recording. So that way I'm not trying to upload like 2 hours at once.
That's fair. So I guess we'll conclude week. I guess folks, that does week 3.
Yeah, so just final standings update for week 3. Brady and Bushy are tied for first at a 3-0 plus 9. And then Kevin is 2-1 plus 8 with Hannah 2-1 plus 6. I'm 2-1 plus 4. Sai is 2-1 plus 3. And then Julia, you are 2-1 plus 0 with Bacon 1-2 minus 1. Cam 1-2 minus 5. And then Maggie Frost and Nate are all 0-3 at minus 9, minus 11, and minus 13 respectively. And we'll be back with week 4.
Yeah.